it's time for some flower stuff. Not everyone, all the demons are getting allergies.
Yes.
And the humans are just like, yeah, whatever, this is fine.
Mm-hmm. Until it's not fine.
Until it
And
is not fine.
there's eye blood and also a mirror water thing.
Yes. That's what we're going to talk about this week here on Jared Now. We'll watch Inuyasha's episode 181. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Howe and Ladium.
Hello.
We're discussing episode 177, or episode 10 of the final act, entitled Flowers Drenched in Sadness.
This episode sucked.
It was weird.
It felt like nothing happened
Yeah.
until like the very end.
Yeah. We begin the episode and Kana's just walking through the fields and finds Kagura's fan. And it's just like, I'm going to recite some poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hey, did you get your freedom? Anyways, gotta go. Naraku's just hanging out in his hideout, just floating. Just being like, wow, there's a little light in the Shikon Jewel. This is stinky. I don't like this. Grrr.
Grrr. Damn you, Kikyo.
Yeah, Inuyasha and the gang are just roaming around. They want to take a break, and Inuyasha gets very upset about that. He's like, no, we have to keep going. Come on. And then there's a bunch of flowers, and the like I said, the humans are like, oh, the scent of the flower is so nice. And then Inuyasha and Shippo and Kirawa are just like, oh, achoo, 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 this sucks.
Achoo, achoo, achoo.
I don't like this. The villagers come by and like, hey, it's about to get late. You want to stay in our village? And
the Inuyasha calls them poor.
Everyone's just like, yeah. And Inuyasha's like, no, this seems bad. I don't want to stay here.
This town is not well off enough to have a guest house. These people are poor. Yep. Something's wrong here. It's like, damn, Inuyasha, you can't just call people poor.
Everyone is just happy to have a place to stay. And Inuyasha's still just like, I don't know about this. But they all want Inuyasha to rest because they're like, you haven't had time to rest. And he's like, well, I'm also feeling not great with these flowers, so how can I rest? The villagers go and report to the Flower Prince, who's just a weird dude. And they're like, we brought new travelers.
He's a weird guy.
He's a weird dude. Everyone goes to sleep except for Inuyasha, who's just like, man, these flowers are getting stronger. This sucks. Don't like it.
Achoo, achoo, achoo.
Shippo's sneezing and getting sniffly. Kagome wakes up and is like, hey, can you sleep? And he's like, oh, I can if I want, but I don't want to. And then Shippo wakes up and sneezes, and Kagome's like, you're all stuffy and everything. I think you got some allergies. And Inuyasha's like, what the heck is an allergy?
Then I realized it's like, oh, right. They don't know what allergies are.
When do you think, okay, when were allergies, like, founded?
Like, when were they, like, discovered?
Discovery of allergies. Allergies were discovered over 150 years ago, apparently, according to National Geographic.
Wow.
However, despite historical developments, mankind is still searching for a cure.
That's valid. So, yeah, they definitely did not know what allergies were then.
Yeah, a doctor in Manchester, England, apparently was like, man, I hate having summer colds. This sucks. Wait a minute. This is allergies.
Allergies. I wonder where he came up with a name.
I don't know. Either way.
Is his name Dr. Allergy?
No, it is not Dr. Allergy, unfortunately.
Oh, darn it.
But yeah, that's why they had no idea about this. Anyways, they look outside and the villagers are just wandering around with bleeding from their eye sockets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, that's weird. Roku throws out some stuff and blows up the vines that are like engulfing these people, and then the flowers disappear and everyone gets electrocuted and then they just fall down. The Flower Prince arrives and is like, oh, ho, ho, I'm a real rude dude. I can make everyone smell the flowers and get weird visions. Where like Songo thinks she's got Kohaku in her arms and passes out, and Moroku's like, "Hey, what the heck?"
How you know about that?
And he's like, "You, Moroku, are just had a bad injury." And then Inuyasha uses the wind scar, and like the dude disappears. There's a little bit of blood, and him and Kagome go after him, and Moroku gives Kagome some prayer beads.
I do still think it's weird that he called her Lady Kagome.
Yeah. Kana's at a pond, and she throws Kagura's fan into the water.
Mm-hmm.
And then Byakuya shows up and is like, "Hey, Naraku wants you to lure Inuyasha's group here and use your mirror." And Kana's like, "Okay."
Okay.
Inuyasha and Kagome get to the Flower Princess castle, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm still here. Hello."
Hello.
Anyways, I'm gonna see into your heart, and you're gonna, the lady you love the most died, and now you're very sad about it. Now I'm gonna bring you in here and force you into a weird dream, and you're gonna bleed from your eyeballs.
Woo.
He has a weird dream where Kikyo's there, and she's like, "Oh, you silly goose. Why you had to come follow me? Hulk, 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 hulk." And Kagome's like, "Oh man, this sucks. I should try and find a way to get him out of there. And I'm gonna yell for him to wake up." And then somehow that awakens Inuyasha, and the Flower Prince is like, "What?"
What?
He wakes up and just punches this dude right in the face, which is really funny.
That was really funny.
Yep. And then the Flower Prince transforms into like a weird tree monster.
I'm an angry tree.
Kagome shoots a bunch of arrows and damages him a lot. And then he's like, "I'm gonna get you, Kagome. You've got more
Also,
sorrow."
like, tries to eat Inuyasha's heart at some point or something like that. It was weird.
Kagome's like, "You can't get my sorrow, haha." And then Inuyasha just cuts his head in half, and that's it. Everything's fine.
Yeah, although at one point, like, he's trying to like reveal why Kagome is sad, and she's like, "No,
No sad.
no telling."
He's like, "What?" All the flowers disappear, and then Shippo wakes up and is like, "Oh, I can breathe again." Heck yeah.
Whoa!
Him and Kirara are just like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yay!
There was a really good scene, though, in the middle of this where, like, everyone had left those two in the, like, the little house, and Shippo just wakes up in the middle of the night, like, after they're gone, he's like, "Where did everyone go?" Achoo. And he's like, looks over to Kirara, like, "Man, we've got it rough, don't we?"
That was
Yep.
a good part.
Yep. Understandable. And yeah.
Me these past 3 weeks.
Yeah. Kagome wipes away the blood from Inuyasha's face.
She does a kind of bad job,
Yeah.
which I mean, I guess she's doing it like without water or anything, so maybe it's just harder to get
Just smearing it on him.
the blood tears off. But yeah, she does kind of just smudge it on him.
So yeah, Kana's in the pond again, and she just falls into the pond.
Oh, before that, Kagome's like, "Hey, so, how would you have answered Kikyo
Yeah, because he tells her about the dream thing.
if you were gonna give an answer?" He's like, "I didn't give an answer." She's like, "Yeah, but how would you have answered it?" And he just doesn't say anything. She's like, "Ah, okay. Well, anyway, you're not the only one suffering, so." And then she scares him.
Mm-hmm.
Because she says she's kind,
Mm-hmm.
not strong.
Not strong. They leave the village, and there's a weird eye demon that sees them, which is Byakuya's eye, and he's like,
That was weird.
"Hey, Naraku, they're moving." And Naraku's like, "Oh."
Oh.
And then there was a weird bright light at the pond the last night as well, so they go to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
And Inuyasha's like, I smell Naraku. They go to the pond, and then there's just the mirror in the middle of the pond, and then out pops a weird mirror demon, and then Kana's just right next to it, and then the mirror demon transforms its arm into the Tetsaiga, and apparently also just stole all the demonic energy from Inuyasha's Tetsaiga, so now he can't use his attacks, but the mirror demon can use all the attacks, so he uses the wind scar against them and the adamant barrage. But they're able to get away and regroup. I'm like, well, this stinks.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end of the episode is just Kana and the Mirror Demon walking through the forest trying to find Inuyasha, and the Mirror Demon stops and gives Kana a flower. Who's like, I'm gonna think about a poem again, and then I'm gonna crush the flower.
I felt really bad for the big man.
Mm-hmm.
He's the cutest little flower. She's like, crush.
That's
Like, man, he was trying. Come on.
how we end the episode. We got a new ending as well.
Yeah, we did.
Everyone's in the snow. We're no longer in the club.
No longer in the club.
Somehow Inuyasha, Moroku, and Sango have made an igloo.
Right.
Which is pretty impressive, I would say.
It is pretty impressive, yeah. The art gets weird at points. I don't know. It's not watercolor. It looks weird.
Yeah.
But either way, I do kind of miss being in the club.
Yes. We got some notes for this episode, of course.
Hit me.
Kana's scenes in this episode just prior to Inuyasha's group running into her are completely anime only.
Okay.
Ironically, Inuyasha is able to move on from Kikyo's death thanks to the Flower Prince's meddling.
I don't know that that's true.
In the manga, Kana was sitting in a tree when she felt a gust of wind and thought it was Kagura. In this episode, she performed some kind of ceremony for bidding her goodbye.
I think the funeral's better.
While Kagome is riding on Inuyasha's back to the Flower Prince's castle, her left wrist didn't have the beads on.
Oops.
Kana has shown sorrow at Kagura's death, meaning she is not as emotionless as Naraku thought she was.
I'm glad we needed a note for that.
After the Mirror Demon absorbs Tetsaiga's power, there's an error that it has more than 5 fingers at the moment. Oops. This can be explained easily as the Mirror Demon produced extra glass to create its Tetsaiga. It's logical to assume there'd be excess briefly.
I think that's not true. I think it's probably just an animation error. But, who am I? Who am I to make these claims?
Not the Wikia writer.
No.
Next time we'll be discussing episode 178 or episode 11 of the final act. It's called Kana's Gravestone. I wonder what's going to happen.
I wonder what's going to happen.
What could possibly happen with the way this episode is titled?
I mean, could it be the same thing that's happened when the other Naraku...
Kagura
and Moriarmaru, is that his name?
Yes.
They were both just like, hey, by the way, these people are dying.
Yep. So, we'll see what surprising things happen next time, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonlanimecheckup.com or sac.cool where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts, like the Season Anime Checkup OVA. Also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com to see the columns and reviews. Follow us on Twitter and TikTok, Anime Checkup. Follow us on Blue Sky, seasonanimecheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. So join us next time as nothing bad happens to Kana.
No, I'm sure she'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.